For those who have known me or met me before, I am from former USSR. So I was brought up and raised under communist oppression. What I'm seeing going on with this country absolutely blows my mind. This is when I said enough is enough. I'm not going to sacrifice this country for anything. I have children here. They go to Olive Valley School District. We ran a successful campaign. We are sitting board members and holding the line, and hopefully those people in the back, I see a few of them here, and the other one who have the table, please reach out to your local boards, because there's two spectrum of the population. The most vulnerable is our children, is in our elderly. And what I'm finding out is, please get involved on the local level for the school boards. And I found out today how disconnected our Berks County from elderly and their needs. And they don't even know where to turn, and there's no website that they can go and easily find the answers to their questions. So while talking to them, I came up with an idea that actually, commissioners, you have the funds and assets, have a website, just like a Pennsylvania map, have a district, so people who live in that district can click on it, and the elderly resources can pop up, whether or not it's financial resources, how to provide for your family, how to find activities for elderly specifically, how to help with the Medicare and Medicaid, and what resources, and the other one is for veterans. The other thing, when I hear, let's make prisons better. No, I'm sorry, but it cannot come before the veterans. These people sacrificed their life, they did not commit the crime, and how in the world do they sit in the back burner, fall through the cracks? Shelters absolutely filled with the veterans. So when you tell me about the health care and the health board, and then we sit on the board, and even after the mask mandates were lifted at the Pennsylvania level and we get a letter, we strongly advise, from the commissioners, we strongly advise that you still muzzle your children in the school districts. You already know how they suffered. There is so much mental struggle going on at the levels, we can't even have enough counselors. And we have to approve a counselor after counselor after counselor because of the mental struggles the children going through. Like I said, there is the two ends of spectrum that in our population is elderly and children. And this is where our campaign logo, myself and Dave Golovsky, is for the people, by the people. And by the way, the people of Berks County endorsed two of us. And there was a motion not to endorse one of the opponents that spoke here earlier. So now I'm going to move to something that's very dear and near to my heart, is election integrity. If you don't have a fair election, you have absolutely no future for the country. And you can pitch all you want for the judges and everybody else, but when it comes down and the county still certifies the election with all the I am sorry. I stand with God and I stand for the Constitution. If you tell me that this constitutional right of each citizen does not matter, then I am useless. I am not going to certify an election that has so many discrepancies. And there was a whole, I see the table in the back. Dean Club, they did the door knocking. And some of the people who are running for school board in Oli, they did the door knocking. Unfortunately, I was out of commission, otherwise I would be there. Dan Baginski, he just left. He left earlier. John Archer, there is so many things. They brought the whole list with the commissioners and said, you know what, address them. From all those years, none of this was addressed. And this year, the commissioners go, well, we're not a part of the election board. We can do nothing about it. So, drop boxes, they're illegal, don't use them. Signature verification, if you cannot verify it, don't use it. Machine testing, that was a joke. I'm sorry, one of my jobs was a systems analyst, and I have many hats. I'm a licensed physical therapist, I'm a licensed realtor, I work for Department of Defense, I work for control of the currency, and then I was actually systems analyst testing software for Siemens. It's cardiology. So, do you want your firmware or software go wacko on you when you're in a your doctor prescribes you medication or you need surgery? I don't think so. Then how come our electoral, the most fundamental but the most important right, is so undervalued? And that test in one ballot, I am sorry, I can test those machines day in and day out. My time is up. But please, I understand that let's bring the old folks in here, but you know what? Actions speak louder than words.